Hey there, beautiful. It's Kendra here. And I wanted to stop by today and share something amazing with you. Let me share this to my group really quick. There we go. Through the interwebs. So I'm just going to jump right in. I want to talk about soulful self-love and entrepreneurship because, number one, we don't hear a lot about self-love as it pertains to growing your business or launching your business, right? And we hear self-love around just basic, around life, around how to live your life and how to really take care of yourself. But then, like, how does that really tie to entrepreneurship and how you show up in your business and how successful you are in your business? So let's talk about that. So what I see, what I'm sure most of you see in today's world, there's a lot of, talk around, pushing and striving and grinding and making it happen and doing all these things. And you may find yourself putting a lot of pressure on yourself and even really setting some unrealistic expectations for yourself on your performance. Right? And you're pushing yourself and you're striving, and every day you feel like you're just like pushing this boulder up the hill, trying to get yourself out there to launch your business or trying to grow your business or just to even talk about what some of your ideas are. A lot of you, and this is me included, I've been there and I still have these things that I get to work on too, but a lot of you will have this critical inner voice. Right? And if this is you, drop me a comment below, raise your hand, say, yes, this is me. You have this critical inner voice that says you should be trying harder, that you should be at a certain level by now, that you should be at a certain place in your life by now. And it's constantly this inner dialogue taking place inside of you, and it causes you to be stuck and to feel stagnant, right? Or maybe you feel this constant sense of stress and even feeling like you're always on the verge of just burnout. And again, I've been there too. I have had complete bottomed out burnout before in my life, and it is not a place that I ever want to go back to. But you could feel like you're on the verge of that. Like you just feel like, okay, I don't know if I can go another day. I don't know if I can keep doing this. I just want to throw the towel in, right? Or you could be constantly wasting your energy on this internal struggle that goes on where you're doubting yourself and you're being indecisive, right? Like how many of us have dealt with that? I know I have. Again, you have an idea, you have this thing you want to put into the world, you have something that you know that you're meant to play bigger, you know that you're meant to have an impact, yet you're stuck in your head, doubting yourself and going back and forth about what you should and shouldn't do. You're indecisive. And when we don't practice soulful self-love, it can actually create disease in the body, right? And I know a part of my journey when I was moving through this and learning how to really deeply love myself, I had dis-ease in my body. My body was putting on fat. I had gained so much weight. I had autoimmune issues flaring up all over my body. My body was attacking itself. I had chronic fatigue. I was stressed to the max. I mean, it was ridiculous, y'all, right? So again, this is what happens when we don't really take the time to stop and focus on what soulful self-love even means and what it looks like and how this weaves into our business. So if you think about what I just said to you just now, being stuck in your head, using all this energy and being indecisive and feeling like you have to push and strive and, feeling this sense of, of disease in your body or, things showing up in your body that don't feel good, I want you to ask yourself, does this really motivate me? Is this critical voice in my head really motivating me? Do I really feel motivated when I'm stressed out, doubting myself, indecisive? Do I really feel motivated to go out there and do my thing in the world? Yes or no? Let me know below. But what I'm guessing is that you're going to say, no, I don't feel motivated. So then this flips to then looking at and understanding what soulful self-love really means. What does it mean? And I'm going to share with you what it means, what I believe it to mean. But I would also love for you, hey Ricky, how are you? I would also love for you to share with me in the comments what you believe soulful self-love means to, for you. So number one, soulful self-love is honoring yourself. right? Hence self in soulful self-love. It is honoring yourself. It is taking a stand for yourself, right? It is fully accepting all parts of yourself. And I say all in capital letters, all. So even the parts of you that is fearful, the part of you that is angry about things, the part of you that may be resentful about things, the part of you that maybe even feel a little jealous about, people living the life that you want to live. That part of you, because you're human, I know you've got that part of you in you, but you've got to love that part of you as well. You've got to accept that part of you as well, because that is, again, what it means to practice soulful self-love, is to accept those parts of you which you don't want to admit, or you don't even want to look at, but you've got to accept them. And that's how you can create this wholeness within yourself, and then begin to cultivate this self-love that you have within that will permeate throughout your life and your business. Okay. What else? Self-love is an internal, hey Janine, it is an internal knowing that you will be okay, that you are okay. And not just when things are good and everything is perfect and everything's roses and you're high on life, but also when things aren't going the way you thought they should go. Even when you're having challenges in life, even when you're arguing with your husband, even when your kids are having challenges at school, even when your business isn't moving as fast or making enough money or doing the thing that you really want to do. Can you love yourself in those moments? Right? And soulful self-love is about accepting yourself even in those moments when things aren't going how you thought they should go. Okay? So now how do you practice this? Let's get to the good stuff. How do you practice soulful self-love? There's so many ways. So I'm going to share with you how I believe that you can practice soulful self-love. And number one is reminding yourself that you have a choice. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Reminding yourself that you have a choice, that you are never truly stuck, and that you get to shift the inner voice that's telling you that you've messed up, that you should work harder, that you're not doing enough, reframing that voice and shifting that voice to one that is more kind, and one that offers you wise perspective instead of one that's constantly attacking you, but a voice that's giving you wise perspective and helping you get closer to your truth. So choice, number one, knowing that you have a choice. So in any given moment, no matter what's going on, you get to choose. Am I going to sit in this? Am I going to, sit in this mess? Am I going to continue to sit here and doubt myself? Am I going to continue to hold myself back and dim my light and not put myself out there? In those moments, asking yourself, what do I choose to do instead? Next is opening your mouth and asking for what you want. This goes back to honoring self. So open your mouth and ask for what you want. So the other day, I was thinking to myself, I have, outside of my coaching business, I also have an affiliate marketing business, right? And a lot of my team, the majority of my team is in Australia and in New Zealand. So they're like halfway across the world. And I thought to myself, I would really like to connect with some of my US based team. I would really like to connect with them and, talk to them and maybe form like a mastermind. And so instead of me sitting there feeling like I was helpless or that I couldn't do anything, I asked for what I want. And so I went into our group that we share and I said, hey, who here is based in the United States? Who wants to connect? Who wants to mastermind together? And you know what happened? My request was answered and I got what I needed because I opened my mouth and asked for what I want. A lot of the times we don't ask for what we want because we're too worried about the outcome being something that we don't want it to be. But you've got to detach yourself from that and open your mouth and ask for what you want. Can you do that? Let me know in the comments if you can do that. Ask for what you want. The next thing around, practicing soulful self-love is taking risks that will allow you to to get closer to your destination. And here's the thing, when you begin to separate your worth from the potential outcome, when you can begin to do that, risk won't seem as risky. The only reason why many of you feel like risk is scary and I can't do it and I don't know, is because you're attaching your worthiness to the outcome. But if you will separate the outcome from your worth, you can take a risk and it can work out, and great, that's wonderful. But you can also take a risk and it could not work out and you still be wonderful, because you know your worth is not tied to that. So when you really practice soulful self-love, that is what you're stepping into. You're stepping into a space where you can take calculated risks and not hold yourself back because you're tying your worth into whether something's going to work out or not. And you can really put yourself out there, right? Hey, Esther, how are you? All right, so what else? So that risk may look like changing careers. That risk could look like starting a business. That risk could look like investing in yourself. Whatever you perceive to be risky, that will change. Thank you for the love hearts. Michelle, thank you. Yes, preaching. What else? Let's see, practicing gratitude. That is something that I've gotten back into the practice of doing every single day. It's practicing gratitude for not only where you are, but for where you've been and for where you're going. So really beginning to see your past and knowing that, okay, the things that happened for me back then didn't happen to try to, tuning in right on time, good. Knowing that the things in the past didn't happen to hurt you or bring you down or to make your life miserable, but they happened because you were being taught something, because there was something for you to get out of that moment so that you can grow and develop and evolve into the woman that you are created to be. So practicing gratitude for all of that, right? And it's a practice. So writing out your gratitude each day for where you are right now, for where you're going, and for where you've been. Linked to that, what you can also do, hey Sandy, to hone in on soulful self-love, is to practice self-forgiveness. Practicing self-forgiveness. Yes, Michelle says, speaking my language, let's chat. I would love to chat. We'll connect after this live stream. So forgiving yourself. Can you forgive yourself? Can you do that? Because when you choose to forgive yourself, you open up so much space within you to receive what it is that you desire. See, so many women, I believe, are not receiving what they really desire in their life because they're holding on to such heaviness. They're holding on to resentment. They're holding on to, hey, Alicia, they're holding on to unforgiveness about mistakes they made in the past, right? Relationships they got themselves into and they turned out to be horrible, or businesses that they've launched in the past that didn't actually grow like they thought. And so they think, they're not forgiving themselves. They're holding on to that. So practicing self-forgiveness will really help you step into soulful self-love, okay? So the next thing is, and I mentioned this earlier, but investing in yourself. Investing in yourself is a sacred act of self-love, ladies. And what I mean by this is, investing in yourself, whether that's in a book or a seminar or working with a coach or whatever. That has been probably the biggest the biggest catalyst to my transformation in life and business has been me investing in myself, investing the time to read the books, investing the time to listen to the podcasts, investing the time to work with coaches in group settings and privately, doing home study courses, doing all the things that I can to shift my internal state. So doing the inner work to shift your internal state, to shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance, to shift your mindset from employee to entrepreneur. When you do these things, that will always cause you to level up. And so we talk about leveling up, but to do that, you have to invest in yourself. You got to show up for yourself, right? And last but not least, in how to bring more soulful self-love into your life and business is to prioritize yourself. Where are you on your list of priorities, right? Is your business a higher priority than you? Are your kids a higher priority than you? Are your clients a higher priority than you? Like, you really got to get honest and ask yourself these questions. And sometimes they may be a little harsh, and, a harsh reality, you're like, oh gosh, like, yeah, I am putting all these people before myself. But you've got to prioritize yourself first, because everything in your life flows from you, right? So let me end this by saying, let's talk about now how soulful self-love affects your business, right? Because this is what I really want to get to, is how does you stepping into this space of loving yourself more affect your business? Here's how. Soulful self-love is about love, right? And if you think about love and the energy of love, love is the energy of abundance, right? Love is a source. Love is God energy. So when you are in this space of really loving yourself and honoring yourself and doing all those things, you are emanating this energy of love, which is going to what? You're going to attract the things to you that represent the same thing. So in business, you're going to pull clients to you who are operating in that same frequency. You're going to pull opportunities to you that are operating in that same frequency. Life is going to really open up, right? When you truly love yourself, you're going to ask for what you know you're worth. So what does this mean in business? It means that you're not going to be going around giving everything away, giving all your amazing, intellectual property away. You're going to know that you get to charge what you're worth. You're not going to undercharge yourself. You're going to charge what you know you are worth, and you're going to confidently state what that is, and you're going to receive it. And so, hey, Nikki. And so what does that mean? That means more revenue in your business. Yes, law of attraction, exactly. That means more revenue in your business, period. When you know that you are worthy of receiving your worth and value as it pertains to the services or products that you're exchanging with the market out there, your revenue is going to increase. If you don't feel like you're worthy of it, or your self-love is down here, you're going to waffle back and forth about, oh, I don't know, should I charge this? Should I not charge this? You'll be more likely to discount your stuff, right? And so that affects your bottom line. Let's be real. When you are in the space of loving yourself in business, it allows you to create or to make clear decisions. Hey, Crystal. It allows you to make clear decisions, right? Clear, intentional decisions about what you desire to take your business to the next level. You get out of your own way. So one of the things last year is I hired a VA for a real true virtual assistant to help me in my business. And for me, that was an act of self-love, because I understood that my time and my energy was better spent in working with my clients and in doing income producing activities instead of some of the other things. And so I outsourced. I reached out, I asked for what I wanted, and I received it. And I have the best virtual assistant in the world, right? And so because I was loving myself, because I was in that space, I was able to make a clear and calculated decision about what it is that I needed to do. That will help you in business when you truly love yourself, all right? Soulful self-love also gives you the ability to have confidence and self-belief in you and what you believe in and what you stand for. So you're able to stand up proudly and say, this is what I believe. This is what I stand for. This is how I help people, right? This is how I can help you. Soulful self-love helps you cultivate the confidence and the self-belief and the inner knowing that you can go out there and put yourself out there. And again, not attach your self-worth to the outcome. Okay? 2 more points I want to make. Soulful self-love increases your resilience, ladies. It increases your resilience. And what does this have to do with business? Here's what it has to do with business. In business, you are going to get rejected. You are going to hear some no's, right? And if you are low on the scale of really loving yourself, man, that can knock you out and it can take you out of the game. Because what happens when your self-love is low, you're attaching your worth to that rejection, and you take yourself out of the game. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, what does this mean about me? You attach all this meaning to that one no, and your momentum goes boom, down to 0. So practicing and implementing some of the things I shared earlier around soulful self-love will help you to increase your resilience so that when you do get that rejection, when someone does say no to you, you can say, all right, thank you, next, and keep it moving, right? Last but not least, soulful self-love gives you no room for comparison. No room for comparison. Right? When you truly and deeply, soulfully love yourself, your eyes are on your lane, baby. Your eyes are focused on your prize and on your vision. There is no room for you to be looking over here in this woman's lane, seeing what she's doing and looking to see what she's doing and how that compares to what you're doing, right? So it allows you to focus on your uniqueness and what you can bring to the world, right? So that is so powerful. And so I hope that what I shared with you today really gets in your soul, and you will go back and take some steps around what I shared with you and how to incorporate soulful self-love in your life and in your business, and that you'll do at least one thing. Can you promise me that? Can you put that in the comment that you'll go back and, if you didn't hear it, you'll listen to how the list that I gave you on how to practice self-love, soulful self-love, and you will do at least one thing, right? Make that commitment, not to me, but to yourself, right? Crystal says, I just spent 2 hours on some self-care, self-love. Feeling good, baby. Yes, totally get what you mean though. Absolutely. And it is a practice. Soulful self-love is something that you've got to put it in your calendar every single week, ladies, right? And it will go a long ways in not only creating fulfillment in your life and growth in your business, but life, when you wake up each day, that feeling of self-love is going to permeate into all areas of your life and business. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that. But before I get off of here, if you live local in Pensacola, I am doing a free workshop called Soulful Self-Love. And we are going to dive deep into what I talked about here. You're going to actually do the work. We're going to do the work. And I invite you to come out and join me. It'll be a 2-hour workshop from 12 to 3 on February 15th at the beautiful Nirvana studio. So I hope that you will be there. I'm going to put the link right now in the comments so that you can go and register and join me on this day so that we can connect and you can learn more about what this means for you specifically and how to integrate this for you in your life so that your life and business can thrive and flourish. Okay, so I'm sending you all the love. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I will come back around and answer your questions. But I leave you with nothing but love. Bye. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Crystal and Esther and Sandy and Nikki, Michelle, Alicia. Oh my goodness. Love it. Michelle, love that y'all are here. Janine, Ricky, Tess, have a beautiful day. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.